Hello, we are here again today. It's an interesting time. Over the last 2 days, we had conversation with uh, previous two postdocs that I interviewed on this channel, and I'm having another person today. This person is not just a postdoc; he's a professor from Nigeria and is also doing a research fellowship in Canada, and he got this position directly from Nigeria. So he has a wealth of experience to share. He's one of the few men nurses you can find in the world that's in academia, and also practicing in different realms. So we want to welcome Dr. Matthew. Dr. Matthew, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Aloysius.
So briefly tell us who you are.
Okay, thank you so much once again. It's nice having me. My name is Matthew Olatubi. I am a Achievers in Medical Sciences postdoctoral fellow at Cummings School of Medicine, University of Calgary. I have a background in nursing. I'm a registered nurse, registered midwife, and registered public health nurse from Nigeria. I work as a lecturer at Bowen University in Wo, where I rose to the position of associate professor before I came for this fellowship.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, would you want to share how did you get this position?
Oh, okay. The story is in two parts. I'll try to tell the story from the two parts and merge it together. It actually started. There was one Friday. My wife, who is also into academics, we both work at Owen University. So she's part of this fellowship stuff. So they were doing one online webinar meeting like that. So she just said about Banting postdoctoral fellowship. So I think we're attending a program together. So she asked to tap me that I should please help her to write this thing down. So I just wrote it down. So after that, they said this call is out, is a postdoctoral fellowship. She also has a PhD. So I was encouraging her that you can apply or stuff like that. So she told me you have to have a supervisor in Canada or stuff like that. You can apply, maybe you talk. I mentioned one person that she can talk to. So she now said, why don't you yourself apply? I said, did I know anybody that can be my supervisor in Canada? So the name of our PI just flipped through my mind, but as at that time, I don't have a personal contact with her. But I remember some 2 months or like 3 or 4 months before that time, my mentor, Professor Adenika Olaogun, so we're discussing, I think there was one time that her name was on nursing platform in Nigeria, that this young Nigerian, she's a professor and doing greatly in Canada or stuff. So she talked to me that she wants to send out an email that if she can come to, there's this fellowship that the Carnegie Diaspora Fellowship, that she can come over to Nigeria to spend during the summer break, to spend some weeks. So it's a fellowship that if they apply together, they will be funded by Carnegie. She will come down so that she can help Bowen University and possibly OAU, because her primary place of employment was in OAU for curriculum development, postgraduate training, because as at that time we are planning to start postgraduate training at Bowen University. So I said it's okay. She can send her an email. So she sent her an email. So later she came to me. She said, she has responded. She said that she's very sorry that she might not be able to come to Nigeria, that she's very busy. She has a lot on her plate. But if she do not mind, she can give a webinar. Oh, she said, oh, that is good. Let's start from there. And our webinar, she said no, and now is too small. I will do 2 hours. So she did the 2 hours. I joined the webinar. One of my colleagues anchored the webinar, stuff like that. I think we're like 3 or 4 universities that came together to host her. So I just remember, okay, I told my wife I'm going to discuss with Professor Olaogun if she can help me to send an email to her. So she sent email to her that I have this mentee, finished PhD or stuff like that. So she copied me in the email. She said, oh, okay, let me meet with this. Send your CV. I did that. Then we had a meeting. Then she agreed to be my supervisor. So Then I had to look at how do we marry what I've been doing before in occupational health with what she's doing. I was initially thinking, oh, from many of her people that I saw that time, she was working immigration and stuff like that. So yes, I work extensively on immigration, but now I'm working more about black and racialized stuff. So what lesson did I want to draw from that network? Because if I'm the one that, because I'm sure she'll be receiving so many emails. If I send her an email straight or stuff like she did not know me, stuff like she might say, oh, I'm sorry, my hand is full. But because it's my mentor, who maybe she has read about her or stuff that introduced me. So one of the things that helped me is one network, that people that I work with before that can recommend you to somebody. So it's very important if you are looking for a position, especially outside Nigeria. Maybe you are living in Africa and you are looking for a position. If you have mentors that can help you to network, there's this saying that you stand on the shoulder of giants. That is what helped me. Then so we started. The application is in 3 phases. The first phase is to get somebody who say that I will supervise you, which is the one that we just crossed. So we have to read through the procedure or stuff like that. I sent proposals. There was a lot of back and forth. She really did give a lot of support, introduced me to a lot of people that can help the proposal and stuff like that. So we submitted. The second stage was to get the university to support the application. So we have to submit the application to the university. So we submitted, and when the result was out, the university said, okay, among all the applications they've received, my own is what is among those that they will be willing to support. So that means I escaped through the second hurdle. So then we're planning to putting the application together to submit to Banting, because Banting is a national fellowship in Canada. So we're in that process, and I just woke up in the middle of the night, one night, to see an email that I find difficult to believe, that I've just been offered Achievers in Medical Sciences postdoctoral fellowship by, I think sponsored by Calgary Foundation through the Cummings School of Medicine for 2 years. So I was like, is this scamming or stuff like that? But when I saw her email again, wow, I've never seen this before. And that is another thing that's very important I want to talk about. God. That is where God comes in, because that one is a miracle. So we started the application to submit for. So I finally submitted for Banting and pushing this to say, okay, when I come with Banting, if that one is successful, then I will transmit to. But unfortunately, the Banting was not successful. But this was successful, and that is why I'm here. I spent like 7 months now. I think I'm in my 8th month now, and it's been a very wonderful experience.
Thank you very much for sharing. That's a very rich one. And we want to ask, what do you think that the role your CV played? Because if your CV is not strong, no matter how good and beautiful your mentor's writing is, there was an external reviewers that are just beyond your mentor and beyond your supervisor. What do you think that would have happened? How do you prepare yourself, package your CV, even those that are still doing their PhD currently, or they are still graduate students or undergraduate that is looking forward to this opportunity? How do they prepare themselves now for that feature?
Yes, thank you so much. I think one thing that is very important, even I think later when I got with our meetings and interaction, I found out that one of the things that many of these potential supervisors, especially in North America and some other developed, one of the things that they do is that they do their background check. Because along the line, I have to suggest a referee that will support my Banting. One of my referee later, when I have gotten, was telling me that she got across to her to ask about me. I also noticed that she also went to all my academic platform to read about what has this person been working on, what has been his. So CV is very important, very, very important, because it's one of the first things that they will see before they will meet with you. And once they see that, oh, this is not this stuff, I'm sorry, in this place, they have a polite way of telling you that I won't be able to help you, that I'm sorry is this, and it's because they have seen one or two things. So CV is very important. One of the things that helped me is that I started very early working with my mentors and my seniors. I got my first paper in academics in 2011. It was one work we were about to organize a conference. So my mentor, who is the same person that introduced me to Professor Salami, just said, "Oh, okay, before we did this conference, let's collect baseline data." So we collected the baseline data. I was in 400 level that time. We collected the data, I think, in 2009. So after this, I said, "Oh, this is beautiful data. We can write it," and the paper came out in a very good journal. So from that, I work with many of my. So I have a number of papers that has make my if you check me on Google Scholar and stuff, my citations and all of them is very hard because I work even before I started having students. Before I started doing research on my own, I was being mentored by them, work with them, help them to collect data, help them to do analysis and stuff like that. So that also helped me. They also have some collaborations that I'm part of that help my CV, because CV is very important. It's what will tell the story of who you are before they will meet you. You know, you say you are very, I'm very sound. The first thing that they will see to say that if you are sound or not is what has been is your CV. It's after that they will now say, okay, let me invite 5 people and see who among them is the best fit for this job. So you have to prepare your CV and make it fit for what they are doing. Now, one of the things that helped me is that when she asked me to send a concept note or stuff like that, I went to look at what she's doing. That was when I get the idea of she's working on my immigration and stuff like that, foreign immigrant and stuff like that. And I look at it. Did I have any paper that fit into what she's doing to support some of the stuff? And I sent to her. And
thank you very much. What we are learning here today is, one is mentorship. Number 2 is opportunity will always come, but are you prepared for the opportunity? Because one of the worst things that can happen to you is that you have an opportunity, but you are not qualified. That you are disqualified because of that. Also, he shared the aspect of God. He says it's a miracle. So it's important that you believe in God and you have something you hold on to. So hold on to this channel, follow us, because I'm going to be interviewing the supervisor here. And he's going to be sharing what you need to succeed, what you need when you are contacting a supervisor here. What are the ingredients? So if you are not following, follow this channel or subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We'll be bringing important people to talk to you. But before I leave Dr. Matthew today, you want to give 1 or 2 tips of what are the ingredients of success for someone who is looking forward to getting this kind of opportunity.
Thank you so much. Number 1 for me, the most important thing, number 1, is God. God opens door, touches people's heart, and it makes you to be favored by people. Then you also need to stand on the shoulder of giants. I benefit immensely from that. People saying that I work with this person, he can do this or this. Will you be willing that I will do this for you? So you have to walk on the shoulder of giants. And for me, that is the whole essence of life. People around you. So you have to try as much as possible. Sometimes when you are doing some stuff, especially for many of us back in Africa, this my supervisor or stuff, she's using me, he's using me. Even sometimes I see some people sometimes, especially when they are doing undergraduate and they have their supervisor that are just doing PhD or stuff, and the supervisor is insisting that you must do it right. Like they will say, hey, the supervisor wants to use me to do a PhD or his PhD. No, it doesn't work like whatever you do, it will become part of you. And those are the things that will speak for you tomorrow. So as we are preparing to maybe apply for postgraduate study, so you have to be intentional about people around you, what can they, one thing I've discovered in this place that they do background check. And sometimes you can't tell the people they will contact to say that I want to admit this person to come and do PhD with me. What can you say about him? And you won't be copying them. Sometimes you won't even know. So you also need to work on, so that people that you are working with, what can they say about you? Then prepare your CV, like you said the other time. Make sure that you are prepared before the opportunity comes. Because if you are not prepared and the opportunity comes, before you finish your preparation, the time will have elapsed. I was talking about banking. If it had been this year, If I've said that and last year I can't, this year, no, there's no longer banting. There's no banting in Canada again. So if that opportunity that have not come, that if I have not applied for banting, I wouldn't have gotten this. So we should prepare then with God. Anchored on God, the doors will open.
Thank you so much.
Once again.
Thank you so much. Keep tuned to this channel. Thank you for watching us today. We'll see you again next time. Bye.